Well, hello, and how are you? And welcome back to another lecture from Organic Chemistry. As you know, we are talking about carboxylic acid derivatives. In the last couple of lectures, I showed you how to transfer carboxylic acid to an acyl chloride, and from there, we managed to practice all these chemical reactions. One of the products that we can get either by using acyl chloride or even carboxylic acid is anhydride compound. They are less reactive compared to acyl chloride, but all these chemical reactions that you see in front of you can be practiced by using anhydride compound. And the way we get them. And one common method is to take acetic, for example, acid and heat it. And if that one happened, and the first mole will go through nucleophilic addition technically. And so let's say we're going to write the OH in this format. And the second molecule, I'm going to write it the OH. And then we have a carbonyl group and CH3. The OH from the second molecule, it can attack the carbonyl. And if this one happened, we will get this intermediate. Here we'll have a bridge of OH, and then we have CO, CH3. Now, I can say this chemical reaction, this intermediate, it can go through dehydration and assume those two will be paired and leave the system as H2O. And if that one happened, this is going to be our final product. And as you see, we need to apply high temperature to get such a product. But one easy method to do, to get anhydride is to take an acyl chloride, which is more reactive and reacted with a carboxylate group. And the carboxylate, because it has a negative charge, is more, more ready to actually get involved with nucleophilic reaction. And the OH will go after the carbonyl, and it will kick the chloride out of the system. So we get RCO, and then here we will have O. CO and R. And what's going to happen to the chloride? The chloride will be paired with sodium and it will form sodium chloride or salt. The mechanism for it, is going to be, as I mentioned, it's going to start technically with addition of the oxygen from the carboxylate to the carbon of the carbonyl or the molecule that it has a chloride or the acyl chloride. And if that one happened, the first step, the pi bond will go through a rearrangement and we'll get an oxygen with negative charge. But that oxygen, it can rebond with carbon. And if that one happened, in that case, we get carbon with more than 4 bonds, which is not stable or not possible. And so something has to leave the system, and then chloride is the best leaving group in this case. And so chloride, it will leave the system and we get anhydride molecule. Anhydrides are less reactive compared to, the acyl chloride. But the good things with the anhydride, the leaving group, it will be carboxylate group. And the carboxylates are stable enough through resonance. But one I want to mention is we're not going to be dealing with acid like HCl acid that somehow we need to neutralize it while the reaction will be running. Reason behind it is chloride is a conjugate base of strong acid like HCl. So anytime you form HCl, you need to have a base, something there to neutralize it. And that was the reason we had to use pyridine or an extra mole from amine to get amide and also neutralize the acid. But in case of the anhydride, we will get RCO minus. That's a conjugate base of carboxylic acid, CO, and here OH. Carboxylic acid are weak acids. And why do I say weak acid? Because there is a K for them, or equilibrium constant for them. And so they are not that strong acid. And because they are not strong, the solution will not be terribly acidic. You will not be in a position that you have to use pyridine or a base to push the reaction. And anhydrides are strong enough, or like they're reactive enough to give you all this product, and you can get them involved, for example, in to get an ester, amide, or other chemical reactions. So for example, if you take an anhydride reacted with an alcohol, it will go through carbon of the carbonyl, and this piece, it will leave the system. So the thing that we're going to get, we will get R attached to the RO, and that RO, maybe I should write it this way, R attached to O, attached to the carbonyl, and other side we will get CH3. So we got an ester, and second part of the molecule will be CH3, CO, and we get also OH. And if you replace the alcohol by amine, similar the reaction is going to happen. And so I'm simply going to copy paste this. But wherever I have O, I will replace it by by nitrogen, and I go, this is going to be technically R, and then we will have N, and N, it has an hydrogen, and other side also we get a carboxylic acid. And so we got an ester and also amide. So this one is an ester, and the second one, let me fix it. So this is going to be an amide. If I put hydrogen here, then we will have a lone pair there, and this is going to be an amide. Two common chemical reaction is if you take this carboxylic acid and react it with anhydride, the oxygen from the alcohol, it will from the phenol, it will go through after this carbonyl, and we will technically get O attached to CO. On the other side, we will have CH3. So this one is technically an ester. And what's going to happen with the rest of the molecule? The rest of the molecule stay as it is. Okay, and this is an aspirin molecule, and also we get CH3 COOH, which is acetic acid. You can replace OH by NH2. Again, you will have the same chemical reaction, and in that case, you will have nitrogen, one hydrogen, and on the other side, we will have a carbon with a carbonyl group, and this is CH3, and here we have a lone pair. This one is amide, and again, plus CH3 COOH. These are two common, medicine that we can buy them from counter, and as we know, they are so common and really useful chemical compounds. Okay, so we said we can use anhydride to run chemical reactions, like for example, I'm preparing an ester or amide, and I showed you those, like how to get them. But ester also can be prepared through SN2 reaction, and in this case, we have a carboxylic acid, and that carboxylic acid, we will treat it with sodium hydroxide. So the first step of the reaction, it will give us RCO, and here O with a negative charge. This one, it has a negative charge. Of course, it will be paired with sodium. But now that we got carboxylate, this carboxylate, it will be, it has enough nucleophilic character to go after carbon that is attached to 3 hydrogens, and also iodide. So it will go after carbon and halide. At the same time, it will leave the system. This is technically SN2 reaction, and if that one happen, we will get R, C, O, and then here O, and we will have carbon attached to 3 hydrogens. And see, we got an ester plus, and the iodide, it will be paired with sodium, and it will turn to sodium iodide. And how about this OH? I mentioned this one before. That OH was used to go after the acidic H and gave us H2O. And this, this reaction is very common to technically get an ester molecules.